Mr. Chendela. The road and infrastructure development. Now, we are having an issue. We've seen what the PF has done in terms of roads and infrastructure, but the concern from the people is the standard of the same roads that you are building or constructing. You find that before it ends, cracks have already started developing in the areas where they started from. And people are saying, no, these people are stealing our money. These roads are not up to standard. And just recently, starting last year, there was an issue of the minister and the PS over the Ali Kinkata flyover bridge. Now it's damaged and they are working on it before even these other flyover bridges are done. I'll just give an example. The president was just from launching the Arcades one, and there is another one which is yet to finish at Munari there. Then we have the other one which is being damaged at Ali Kinkata.
It's not damaged, that one. It's undergoing the resurfacing. As you have rightly said, the permanent secretary differed with the engineers. He said the way they had done that thing, it was going to be causing accidents. And they had to go. This issue went behind the curtains, and they have been arguing over it. And I think they agreed, and this time around, they sided with the permanent secretary, who at the end of the day, we should congratulate him that that thing, it's been resurfaced and it's been caved properly. If you have seen the way the Arcades bridge, it's the way it is done. It's done professionally, and it's up to standard, international standard. If you go to the Makeni flyover bridge, it's of international standard. So basically, what they are doing there should not look like everything PF they have been doing is a problem. That has to do with the engineers themselves, and then also the recommendation that comes from different committees which have been tasked to look at the works under the Ministry of Works and Supply. And basically, with me here, the one which is happening at Ali Kinkata there, I supported the permanent secretary because it was when you pass through there, even your children will get excited. The wave or the way it used to do with the stomach, it will make funny when you are moving there. But for me, I think it should be smooth the way the Arcades flyover bridge is, the way the Makeni flyover bridge, the way it has been done professionally. So basically, when it comes to quality of work, we cannot compare the engineering work of the Chinese with ourselves. We cannot compare the engineering work of the Indians with our works. So basically, when you look at our works, they are of quality, because what the MMD was doing, it's that a lot of people are just interested in seeing a tarmac passing through. But today, ourselves, we will see even the drainages. The drainage network, it has been installed. If you look at the lighting component, we are coming at the right time now, where you find that the solar panels, they are available now. They can be installed more than before. So in MMD, those were just dreams. They were just maybe, when somebody would ask about the quality of work, it would just be like you are hallucinating. But today, we need to give the Zambian people the right, so much desired development and quality work. This is the reason why you have seen some patches of small portions of Lumumba, they had to be redone because of the quality of work was not properly done. And that is under the Ministry of Infrastructure Development. And they had issued the statement that this one, it's within the retention period. And you know, where issues of retention period, you are talking about engineering work. So the engineers, I think these who are working on behalf of the government, that is a true demonstration that where they have found an anomaly, anomalies, they have to be corrected. But we have a problem with the opposition, which I talked about. Everything they rush to social media. We saw one comrade, Ekaindi Chirema. He was also seen along, this Great North Road. He also became an inspector of roads by just using maybe, he was just wearing this face mask without any equipment. He just went there to look at the road, and then you start condemning. No, this road is not looking okay. It's not up to standard. Do you have the equipment to measure that this road does it's not met the standard? It's unfortunate.
You've just talked about the Ali Kinkata Bridge, and the complaints were not actually coming from the engineers or those qualified people. The complaints started with the motorists themselves who are not qualified. They started with us passengers who do not drive. We depend on a bus, and every time we are heading through Ali Kinkata Road, we could urge these bus drivers not to pass there, but to divert it, use the other route. And if that was right, then what is wrong with the others going there and see the standards of the roads that you are building? Because it is a common man who votes. The person who votes is not qualified. It's the same person.
We understand in the engineering of the end user, if you are delivering a product, the end user should appreciate that product. And we as the Patriot Front, this is the reason why in our 7th National Development Plan, we have said we are not going to leave anyone behind. We are supposed to bring everybody on board. But as we bring everybody on board, we don't need to politicize these matters. But we need to make submission. Where you find that we have a problem or an anomaly, even what is going on, maybe the registration of our voters, you need to report. You don't need to politicize matters. You don't need to take everything suspicious. So basically, the problem which we have had is that we have an opposition which is highly opinionated, politically opinionated, such that everything that they see is political. So when you talk about
even when a citizen, an ordinary citizen complain, as long as it doesn't go well with you, it becomes political.
You know, I'm happy that in fact this matter, it was not even political when we talk about the Ali Kinkata one. The one who answered that one was our permanent secretary, who is a civil servant.
And they started quarreling with the minister.
Yes. As usual, there was some quarrels. But at the end of the day, he has won. And this is democracy, I think, at its best. And we didn't see anyone getting fired or anybody, is it the saying we will not really do the work. But basically, what is important as a Patriotic Front, we are delivering to the people of Zambia what they want. And they are free to go out there to complain. If you see, even if you go to Levi Manawasa, the building is cracking. Please get it to the right people, inform the people that this is what is happening. This is a new building, but what we are expecting this to last more than 25 years. But basically, you expect also nature to come in, like the way it happened in Rwangwa, where you find that the road was moving. So for our opposition, these are some of the scenarios they would want to see almost everywhere. But it's important to understand that as we carry on this development, there's also the other thing that we must look at, the element and the hand of nature itself. There are things which goes beyond us, like the one which happened in Rwangwa, where you find that the road was moving, literally moving, the mountain was moving, drifting to the left. So some of them, they would say that was poor work, but it was never poor work. That is beyond us. So basically, we also expect such movement also to happen in Western Province, because in Western Province also nature is very powerful there. So basically, when you talk about our development, it's of standard, and we have contracted the right people, the Chinese and the Indians. These are well-known engineers worldwide, and we don't want to risk to give these jobs to our local Zambian people who do not have capacity.
Let's get to the other issue. We have the issue of hospitals now, the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
The last 3 weeks has been very difficult to me. I'm sure you are aware that I even had the funeral where I lost a member of the family.
Yes.
Even after a burial, I still continued to move from one hospital to the other because of other circumstances. Some family members still sick.
Yes.
We are having this challenge. These hospitals, clinics have been upgraded. Chipata
Yes.
Clinic, Chingwere, Chilenje, and other clinics that were upgraded to first-level hospitals. There is no manpower. You find that there is only maybe one medical personnel against 300 people. And what is given there is prescription. And even when someone has been given a reflow letter, maybe he has been referred to UTH or Levi Manawasa, there is still complaints that there is no space, and people are dying just like that without proper treatment at these hospitals. What are you doing about it as Patriotic Front?
One, when we got into power, we found that this country had a deficit, both in energy and then also its infrastructure. So, for us, we have embarked on a very difficult journey, and that is of infrastructure. And I'm happy that you have said that we have this infrastructure. But what is missing now is the component of manpower. And then the other one is the procurement of medicine, which you have been doing. And you have heard that there have been allocation of billions of dollars towards the Ministry of Education, Health. That we have been doing. But when it comes to manpower, I think I've been coming here. It's only that the population itself now, it's a big challenge. We're about 18 million. But out of this same predicament we are in, we have been talking about 22,000 nurses and doctors being employed as compared to other administrations. This is one of the cornerstone that we have made, and we still have a lot to achieve. Because at the end of the day, we have involved a lot of money in terms of infrastructure development. And then at the same time, after we complete this infrastructure development, we are supposed now to start employing. And this is where now we are more like falling in now, as at today. These past 9 years, we have been seeing the construction of any different, not only the means of health, but also when you talk about the means of transport, the airports, in the means of energy, these 750 megawatts and other substations which have been constructed around the nation. So basically, with us as the Patriot Fund, we are coming in when we had found the nation had almost grounded to zero. So it's a challenge when we talk about the means of health, but we are making very strong scores on our political scores. We have employed so far, the president updated about 26,000 doctors and nurses. But if you look at this 26,000, it also comes with the resources themselves. How do we sustain our people? How do we pay our people? Because when you are employing our people, it means we are increasing also the budget allocations to that ministry. So it has been a challenge. And then at the same time, we will need to look at also the medicine themselves. And what is even sad now, we have been also under this COVID environment for the past almost 8 months, which has made even our resources much further constrained. So basically, these are challenges that we are in. We have a situation whereby we had almost 20 years of the MMD where there was no infrastructure in line with the health facilities. But these health facilities also, they were not lacking only here in Lusaka, but almost in all the districts. We have about 116 districts, and we have done, I think almost in 36 districts, we have provided this infrastructure. So it's a challenge, and we are up to the challenge as the Patriotic Front. It's just unfortunate that, we cannot overhaul everything at once, because we have other important areas that we have to address, like the energy challenge.
Obviously, I won't touch much about the energy. Still on the health sector.
Yes.
You have rightly said that we are having financial constraints.
Yes.
We do not have enough financial resources as the country. Unfortunately, the little monies that we have been procuring expired drugs. We have been procuring substandards condoms, just as it was reviewed by the Auditor's General report. Now, you do not have money, and the little that you have, you misuse it by procuring expired drugs. Does that make you serious as a party in power, where you do not have money, the little you have, instead of using it wisely, you procure expired drugs which you will not even use?
When it comes to policy implementation, when you were passing policy, yes, ourselves we have done the right thing. And when it comes to the implementation, it starts from the permanent secretaries. If you are talking about the Ministry of Health, you go to Ndeke House there, you will be talking to educated people who have PhDs, people who are exceptionally educated to international standards. And these are the people, almost the people of Zambia, through one Edgar Lungu, we have mandated to do the job right. But you will find that the people who are doing the procurement, they are supposed to be people who are civil servants. And for us as the Patriotic Front, that's where we end. And the other arm of government through the Auditor General, they are the one who have been mandated to look at all these anomalies. And where you find that people are at fault, they are supposed to be taken to the necessary authorities to finish with them. So basically, with us, we are not worried because as the governing party,
you are
we
not
have
worried
seen,
when you are procuring expired drugs. You are not worried.
these are civil servants who are procuring expired drugs.
And what are you doing about it?
You have read that all of them, the permanent secretary, the secretary of cabinet, came out and he has said all of them, they'll be answerable. All these people that have been mentioned in this report.
That has been a story for years now. We had the 2018 Auditors General Report, the 2017 Auditors General Report. Nothing has been done about
No. Just coming out with that gross statement. I have friends who are accountant, whom I know. Some of them, they are just residing. Is it in the right area somewhere there? About 11 of them. They have been facing these cases in courts. And the thing is with the civil servants, only that they are not politicians. We don't make political mileage out of it. One of it, if you see the Kapoko issue, it's one of the things which came out. Although that one it was on such a huge level.
2007 issue,
Yes.
and you came into government in 2011. Let's get to the other issue, still on the Ministry of Health. We've been told that COVID-19 is now an endemic, something that we have to live with.
Yes.
Unfortunately, 3.7 billion, which was donated, was concealed. Are you being serious? Where you still have this disease, expired drugs are being procured, and you go ahead to hide 3.7 billion and 1.7 mismanaged.
Look, I think the Auditor General, they have done us justice to demonstrate that this is how much committed we are. If it was in other...
to hide the money.
Listen, if it was in other previous administration, the auditors, the Office of the Auditor General, they were behind us 5 years. But this time around, they are even within 6 months, they are able to give the people of Zambia they needed so much accountability reports. And in our case, this has been an eighth, and you have heard the strong statement that has come out. Make sure that all those who are involved in these anomalies or misappropriation of funds, they are answerable and they have to be taken to court. But in most cases, I think there were issues of to do with somebody is given a tender before something, the documentation is done, somebody is done that. Those are not political issues at all. They have to do with the working culture of the civil servants themselves. The people
who are working under you, and they are ministers and permanent secretaries.
You know, there is a stage where we cannot go inside the pot, because at the end of the day, the democracy demands if you are a policy maker, remains at that level.
Now, let me deliberately ask you this question. Listen, on the road, that's the issue of civil servants.
I haven't answered the first one.
Yes, you haven't answered. Obviously,
we cannot go as a political party start giving the prescription. Mule bomba wino, mule bika panado niso panado charge. No. That's where we end. That's now the work for the civil servant. And if they are found wanting, they'll be dealt
when we are talking about road and infrastructure, you boast to say we are working as a government.
Yes.
But when we are talking about hiding 3.7 billion COVID money, you say that is the issue of civil servants. It's the same issue we've seen even on electricity. When ERB increases, everyone is like ERB has increased. When they reduce, the government has reduced. Why do you always want to shift the blame when it is on the negative part?
Look, those are social media politics, and you expect social media to be as such. But from the governance aspect, ourselves, we are extremely happy when we see that what we have planned and what we have agreed with the Zambian people, especially that if our manifesto is moving in line with everything that we had planned as a people who have been mandated to take the same social services and amenities to our people, we are achieving. It means that the true arms of government, they are in charge. But where you find that you have problems like this, where you are finding that the money is being misappropriated, or money is being abused, or being hidden, is it being put under some carpet, then you also start questioning the civil servants themselves. Because at the end of the day, the civil servants, whom ourselves as policymakers, we make policies like, no, let's employ. When it comes to manpower, we need almost 30,000 doctors and nurses. And when we employ them, they come on board, and then instead of helping us achieve delivering healthcare to our people, they become a problem. Then it means they're not moving in tandem with what
obviously
you want.
this question is supposed to go to the Honorable Minister of Health, but still it will come to you. There was a question during the COVID-19 updates which came from one of the journalists, and he asked the minister, say, how are you using the COVID-19 money which is being donated? The minister, in answering, asked the question, say, why are you paranoid? Which word is that?
Paranoid.
Paranoid, yes. Why are you paranoid?
Yes, about it.
About it. Who have sent you? But now it is being revealed, and it seems that journalist was right. The minister failed to answer the question, and it has been revealed that the money has been hidden.
So listen, this is the reason why, is it on 11th November 2019, one Edgar Chagwalungu, he said, you, the journalists, you are now the fourth estate in Zambia. That's what it means. You need to provide.
And we have been the fourth estate for years.
Yes. But you are recognized, because all these others were just talking about journalists in that event. But this time around, we would want journalists who are professionals not to be purveyors of fake news, but to be actually purveying what is pertaining on the ground. And that journalist, I think, we give him a pat on the back, that we need such professional journalists who can question, who can stand up and ask our ministers, so that at the end of the day, everybody benefits. But as you have rightly said, I cannot talk much about our Minister of Health, who is my senior, because I'm coming from the party hierarchy. To me, I cannot talk anything against him or for him, because he's an MCC. So basically, I end it at that.
My guest this morning is PF Information and Publicity Desk Chief Administrator of PF Social Media, Mr. Chendera Erasmus Mukondo. We get to the last important part.
Yes.
The voter registration. So frustrating. I know you haven't registered yet, but I've been there twice. Unfortunately, I haven't registered until now, because at the pace the registering is happening, it's so worrying. In 1 hour, 10 minutes, they are only registering 2. And they are opening from 7 to 18. Are we going to meet the target?
Well, if you look at the calculation, I think we are not going to meet the target of 9 million. It will be somewhere, maybe even 5 million somewhere there, or 4.7. So basically, to us as also the stakeholders being coming from the Patriotic Front, we are also worried, because this one, it has to do with the technology challenge. I think we need more resources to be allocated to the means, is it to ECZ, and we needed not to stand on the terraces condemning them, but we needed better printers which can do the job within the short possible time. And I think the Electoral Commission proposed about 1.5 billion allocation. And this is the reason why I think we needed to support them. And the democracy comes at a very expensive price. And this is part of the price that we are going through. It's consuming a lot of time that all of us, we need to leave our work to go and lining up. And it's taking almost close to about 35 minutes to process one card for an individual. And if you look calculatively, being an accountant, we are doing mathematics here, it's coming to about, is it 5.4? If we were to look at...
Yeah, because if they are taking 1 hour to just register 2 people, then from 7 to 18, that's about 11 hours. So if you calculate 11 by 2, it comes to 22. So it means in a day, per polling station, 22 people are being registered. We have about 9,000 polling stations in Zambia. And if it happens like that, the figure the maximum figure might reach 5.4 million.
Yes.
And if it fails, it will get to somewhere 3.5.
3.5.
This issue of voter registration has been an issue. We've seen Pilato, Bifro, and others taking the matter to court. And the last 6 months has been very difficult. The ECZ have been urged not to delete the old register, and if they delete, they should give the Zambians at least 3 months. But they stuck to their earlier decision of only 30 days. And look at the mess we are in now. As a party in power, do you think this is not only a disadvantage to the opposition, but a disadvantage to you as well?
Yes, it is disadvantaging both of us, the opposition, and then also as a ruling party, because the ECZ, it's an independent wing of it's an independent commission, and what it's just telling us is that either they have not done the training of the manpower properly, or there is understaffing, and then two, it's the technology which I've talked about. We need to invest into the technology, and this can be done, I think, even within if they can procure the most best processing the processors around, then the job can be done. But they had told us that according to their statistics, the way they are looking at this issue, it was very simple. They said that they have 8,999,000 polls is it around the nation. So basically, their statistics were saying that if we can register 20 people per day, they are going to meet that 9 million. And the issue is now, the implementation has shown us that at this time we are moving, although we have only had, is it 2 days or 3 days? This is the 3rd day. So basically, we can still give them enough time so that the 2nd week, they continue procuring this equipment so that
what they are doing is
efficiency.
contrary to what was earlier communicated. We were told that each stream will be registering, which is what is happening is to the contrary. We were told that per polling station they will go up to 30 days, and what is happening is it's just 1 week per polling station. So those polling stations that are registering now, next week they won't be registering. They'll go to the other polling stations as well. If you look at, why are we in this mess?
Oh, basically, it's the planning by the Electoral Commission of Zambia.
And why were they
And
so
are
arrogant? Why were they so arrogant when suggestions were being made?
I cannot answer for them because they are an independent
But you were defending
but,
them as patriotic front.
Well, because, I was not just defending them blindly. But, as I said earlier on, life, it's not an exact science. And this is what is happening with the Electoral Commission. So we cannot, all of us, just stand finger pointing the Electoral Commission of Zambia. It's our problem. All of us, it's our problem.
It's your problem because you are the ones that supported them.
Both the opposition and the ruling, it's our problem. Because at the end of the day, it's going to affect all of us. So the best way forward, I think, it's that one of let the ECZ address the issue of manpower. And then also, if they don't have manpower, it could be also an issue of training itself. It was never implemented to equip their people in time with the necessary skills. This is the reason why maybe it is taking long for one polling agent to finish the process within 20 minutes. Because that is supposed to be cut, maybe even 5 minutes to 3 minutes.
Because when I got my first voter's card in 2005, it only took me 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Unfortunately, it is taking 35 minutes now. And if the one who is being registered is a bit slow, it goes up to 50 minutes.
The only advice I can say that Washindano should also try to bring on board those old Venekalade to come and help what he was making Danny Kalade.
Are you saying
and
he
the
has
other
failed?
Maybe it could be another, but these are jobs, and you checked on what you are delivering. If people that you are mandated to deliver to, they are complaining, you yourself we are complaining.
You were mocking those that took the matter to court, and now they are being vindicated.
Yes, they took the matter to court because they are talking about the odd register, and we cannot dwell on the odd register because tomorrow you are going to say the PF has won because they used the old register, and you know the old register, the dead people about, is it 1.4, where there were 1.4 million people who are dead. And then also we didn't know what happened there. I mean, is it if we were just to do some changes here and there, they will still say it's the Patriot Fund which has manipulated the thing. That for us, we just say no. Let's just have a clean slate. Let's have a new register. And this register, it has been there from 2006. Just imagine.
According to the constitution.
So for us on that one, you would give us a
continuous voter registration. Unfortunately, this has never happened.
We are smart on that one. We are smart on that one. We want a new register, so that it's a new register. And this is the reason why
the new register, which will differentiate a lot of people.
It has given the Electoral Commission a lot of challenges. Now our appeal is to the Electoral Commission to extend the time. We can even go as much as
thank you. All right. So Mr. Chendela here, who is the PF IPS Chief Administrator of PF Social Media, is saying now that we are having these challenges, the Electoral Commission of Zambia should extend the voter registration period. What is your take? The number is 0211 29 34 35. Our first caller. Good morning. Tasebenza bwino ba Mwami Kalenga, mungapitirize na komenti yanu.
Bwino mwebanji wa Mwami Kalenga. Ziko.